Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how we can have our own customized coding copilot running on our own system or also by using the API from the providers. We will do it for both on a Linux system with an RTX 4060 GPU and on a Mac with M1 chip and compare them. As for the model, we are going to compare Qwen as well as Deepseek coder. So, if you don't have an internet for a year, let me introduce you to the concept of coding copilot quickly. So, using LLM and a framework, generally extension for VS Code, one can autocomplete, edit, and generate code. The context of current code repository will be used by the LLM to get the most suitable results. Now, the big question why? Why do I need a locally hosted one? When I can have GitHub Copilot, Cursor, and others. See, like here, the GitHub Copilot provides a free tier, Cursor also, and many others actually. So, why need to host it locally? So, the first reason is the unlimited free usage. Here, the free tier has a limited usage for all the providers. And the second reason would be privacy of sensitive data. And the most important one, actually, for me would be why not when we can? And I promise this video will not be a complicated one and it's beginner friendly, made for every developer. So we are going to use the Continue for our setup. So Continue is a open source AI coding assistant where you can use both the cloud providers as well as your own local running LLM models as its brain, and it can do auto completion, chat, as well as other custom configurations that I'm going to show you. So let's first install it in VS Code. So to do that, it's very simple. Just go to the extension and search continue. I already have it installed. You can just install it and restart your VS Code using Control Shift P and reload window. And that's it for the installation. It's that easy. We can now go to installing the Ollama. So what is Ollama? Using Ollama, you can host models locally on your own system, and it is very easy to install and use. Like I have already installed it on my Linux and Mac system. It is just simple command to install. So I'm not going to show that step. Rather, let's pull our deep Qwen model actually. So I'm going to use Qwen 2.5 coder, 7 billion one. So this is because I have a GPU with VRAM of around 8 GB. So I think this would be good enough for me. And let's pull it. I can. The steps will be same in both Linux and Mac. So I'm just doing it in one system. Let's copy the command, the model ID actually, and yes. Okay, sorry, just the model ID, and it will take some time to download. It is around 4 GB. So let's wait for it to complete. So the pull is complete. Now let us go to the VS Code and set up the continue. So to open the continue, we can do Control L in Linux or Command Shift L in macOS. So I'm currently using the Linux system. And let's add here you can see the Qwen 2.5 is already auto detected, but let's add it. So from the provider we can select Ollama and then the model. So here I've selected the model and let's do the connect, and here you can see that uh, it has given the title, the model, and the provider. So let's keep the model ID same as we used in the pull. So I think it is same Qwen 2.5 coder. Okay, it is not. Let's Add this only, or you can do an Ollama ls, and here is the name of the model. Let's keep it same here. Under the model, you can type anything in the title section, but for the model, keep the model ID same. The provider is this, and we can also add a system message if we want. So I'm gonna add key URL uh, developer with 10 plus years of experience and built many professional code bases, give precise and most optimal answers. So this is a system message that I've added, and then let's also set up this tab autocomplete. Don't worry, all these snippets will be available in the dev.to blog that I will share in the description. Let's add the autocomplete as well. And um, if you want to see the configuration, you can see it here under the doc section of the continue, autocomplete, and model setup. Here everything is given how we can set the configurations. So I'm taking reference from there only. Model, so model will be same, the model ID here. Then the title. So I'm going to use the same title as here. Then the provider will also be same, Ollama, and yeah, we can also add the chat and autocomplete from other model providers also, like uh, go to the continue and go to add chat model, and here we can select other providers as well. Like if I select an OpenAI, then I have to give the key and it will be added like this. For the auto completion as well, we can add the providers. It is given in the documentation. It is as simple as I already shown you as adding the Ollama. Just you need to give the API key as well. Like let me show you an example here. So they are adding a model from the Mistral provider, and you just need to give the API key from their console, and it will start. So now we are ready to test our configuration, and let's open the chat window now. Hit Control L, and we are here in the chat window. And um, so I've set up the same in my Mac system as well, and I can open the continue window by pressing Command Shift L. And in here, there is one extra model, Deepseek Coder V2. So this Deepseek Coder, I have hosted it on an Azure machine, and I have used Ray and VLLM. So how to host this? I have already created a video. So so go through that video and let me show you how we can add uh, a custom hosted one model. So here I am on the docs of continue. Let's go to the customize section, and here you can see the model providers. Go to the more section. Here the VLLM is available, and the documentation says you can add it by adding the provider as VLLM, the model, and the base URL. So I have done exactly the same, and I have this DeepSeek coder available. Hence, this is not a locally hosted. I am reminding again, this I have hosted on a Azure machine, and it's a 16 billion model actually. So now we are ready to test and compare different models. So I've opened the continue window in both of my systems, and let's test with a question. So this is a simple question to convert the list to a dictionary format like this. Let's paste the same question in my Mac system, and we have selected Qwen 2.5, which is the locally hosted model running on Ollama. So let's test simultaneously and enter. Okay, so Linux has already started generating and it's complete. Okay, so yeah, both are working. The answer is correct, and the both are usable, I guess. The Mac is little slow because it's an M1 and it's not GPU accelerated, while my Linux have an RTX 4060, so obviously that would be much faster. Let's test the same question, but now with a Deepseek model. And here, so here also the speed is very usable, and the method that it used, they have used the recursion, and for by the DeepSeek, it has used the iteration. So I think the solution by DeepSeek is better since it is using the iteration over recursion. Now let me show you another interesting feature. So I'm going to ask a simple question. If you have heard about LangChain, so they have launched a new technique called Lang Graph where you can like create many agents and then communicate them via nodes. So I'm just going to ask it, what is Lang Graph? Or maybe how to create a Lang Graph. That would be better. How to create a Lang Graph. So here you can see that this is not showing me the library of LangChain. Instead, it is showing me how to create a Lang graph in a high level way. So here it is not even importing the LangChain. Let's cancel it. And let me show you the interesting feature. Now, what you have to do is do at the rate and type docs. Now from the docs, select LangChain like this and now hit enter. So this time it is uh, indexing the LangChain documentation, and here you can see this time it understood that we need to use the LangChain library and create the graph using it. So here this is the updated code it has used, and there are many docs pre-indexed, like here you can see the docs like um, CSS, Dart, Docker, GitHub Actions, etc. But you can also add your custom docs. For me, this feature didn't work. I added this VLLM docs, but this didn't work. I'll research more about it and tell you in maybe in blog or in another video how we can use the custom docs. Now let me show you another interesting feature. So, like as you know that the models that are trained actually has a cutoff date. So if I ask this model that what is a DeepSeek R1, what is DeepSeek R1 model architecture. So here you can see that it doesn't knows about it. But if I add a at the rate web parameter, then it will search the web for the DeepSeek and it will generate the answer accordingly. So let's wait for the answer. So model architecture is not, let's say if we need more information. So actually the web feature doesn't work very well, but yeah, it knows something. There are other tools available as well, like the code, docs. Docs I've already shown you. The code base will actually find all the relevant files. Then there is terminal, which will reference the current command, and also the search. This will search your workspace actually and clipboard as well. You can learn more about the tools available from the documentation or docs. So they are available under context providers heading, and here are everyone listed. And also you can also make your custom one. But I haven't used them much currently, so I haven't made a custom one. We'll make a blog if it is useful for another time. So now we know how to use the chat feature more or less. Let's test one more thing. Now let's test the edit feature. So I'm going to use the both the Deepseek and Qwen coder. Let's see uh, which gives the better answer. So for that, press Control Shift I or Control I in Linux or Command Shift I in Mac. So I'm going to prompt it to improve the code, and let's do the same in Mac system. So in Mac, I'm going to select the code and then use Command Shift L. So this is because the edit for some reason doesn't work with the VLLM hosted code. I'll look into it, but for now, I'm going to use the Command Shift L. So this will select the code and give it in the prompt like here, and then here's the same prompt as in the Linux system. So let's hit enter and see which gives the better response. Okay, so the Qwen has done it with the dictionary and then operations.get operator lambda function. Okay, this is a great solution. Let's see how DeepSeek has done it. So it has also created the dictionary and if else here. So mm, I I would say the Qwen solution is not much, but a little better because there is no if else case here. So yeah, let's check it for the other question. And also, by the way, you can accept it by pressing this accept button, and the code will be replaced. So this is actually a very good method if you want to improve your coding skills. Let's test it for another code snippet. So this is the code snippet, and let's open the same in Mac. And okay, again, Control I. Um, let's do the same in the Mac as well. Okay, let's hit enter and see which one gives the better answer. So Gwen has created a dictionary and then the discounted prices rise into discounts.get, otherwise one. Hmm, yeah, okay, that is a good solution. And let's see the DeepSeek. The DeepSeek has also done exactly same, but DeepSeek again has created a extra variable, and for the Qwen, it has directly done the discounts.get in the return uh, in the return statement. I think there is no need to create a extra variable here. So I would again go with the Qwen solution. Let's now test the autocomplete. And for that, I'm going to use a starlet written code base. And here is a delete user API. And I'm going to ask it to add a create user as well. So again, in the Linux, I'm using the Qwen 2.5 and uh, let's open it in Mac. Let's turn on the actually the if you are just set up the autocomplete would be off, so you have to enable it by pressing this continue button and then the enable autocomplete. So here you can see the model that is being used for the autocomplete. So let's write a comment that create uh, let's write it this create user async def. Okay. Okay. Hmm. So there are some indentation mistakes. Let's go through the code. So it has created the DB session, then got the user ID. Hmm. Then if the user exists, then throw the error. Otherwise, uh, create the user. Okay. So this is all right. Under the else is not needed, but then it should be at this indentation. So yeah, so only the indentation error. Otherwise, the code looks fine to me. Let's test it with the Deepseek now. Here also I'm going to give it to create user async. Okay, it's not giving any response until now. Mm, I don't think that Deepseek here is even working fine because it is giving some random output and the auto completion here is not working. So, okay, yeah. So locally hosted one is much better, like a 7 billion model. So like that is great. I think it is very usable. Maybe we can do a one more test. The uh, let's change the autocomplete model to Qwen and see the speed in Mac. Uh, async def create user. Okay. Mm, okay, so the speed is little slow. Yeah, I think autocomplete is not very usable in a Mac M1 chip. Mm, this is very slow. Yeah, this is very slow. It is not usable. But but yeah, we can use the chat feature, and we actually don't need the autocomplete if the chat feature is working fine. Like, let me show you how we can do it in the chat feature. Um, Let me select the code base, then Command Shift L. Uh, let's do it with the Quen first. Add create user. It has created it. Now we can do a better prompting so that all the checks are in place. Now let's do it with a DeepSeek. Okay, here the DeepSeek answer is better, but maybe we can prompt uh, Qwen better and it can give us the result. So yeah, I think that's it for the video. And here we have seen a very useful tool, Continue, which is a open source AI coding assistant. And I've also recently started using it in my day-to-day life. So maybe there are some new features that you guys found. So please write it in the comment section and let me and others know. If I'll also find some new feature, I'll write it in the blog or maybe in the comment section. Let's explore this continue together. I think it is very useful if you don't want to pay, but $10, $20, and it is usable. At least the chat feature is usable under the Mac system. And if you have a better machine, then of course. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Stay knowledgeable.